Hello, welcome back to the Flux campaign again. I'm your DM for this episode, Eric. I usually play Lokar. So last time, a few of our adventurers got pulled into a snowy world where they figured out that there's a small city that was under a dome that actually had nice temperate weather. They met some very interesting characters on their way into the little city with about 4 homes. And then realized that was weird, so they started making their way into a tower where they saw figures standing outside. During the course of that tower, they've avoided a couple traps, been hit by a trap, and are now standing in front of some statues, one of which Theus managed to grab a gold coin from its grasp. Then Puck managed to make another statue smile, which actually that statue then crumbled. And as we left off, Bardus actually had grabbed the sword from one of the statues and managed to just start to rip it away, and that's where we're going to continue. So like I said, I normally play Lokar, I'm Eric, DMing. Other than that, we'll start roll call.
Tony here, playing Puck, the Changeling Sorcerer Warlock.
Charlie doing Bardus, the Goliath Barbarian, with a brand new sword and about to drink something too.
This is Steve playing Theus, the rogue charlatan, about to make Bardus drink something.
This is Dominic. I play Anoran, the Elven Cleric, and he's about to witness all of this.
Well, we'll get to the drinking here in a minute, but so as Bardus grabs the sword and rips it away from the statue crumbles, as does the sword. So you don't get a new sword. I know, I'm sorry. I'm surprised you didn't cuddle the sword or the statue.
Well, now I can't. It's gone.
So now that statue is gone. So now you still have the ones left. There is one holding the cup. There is still the statue with the raven, and there's still the statue with the 2 children and the pastry on a plate.
I am going to move to the statue of the 2 children with the pastry on the plate.
Okay, as you stand in front of it, the 2 children actually speak and say, "We both want the cake."
Alright, let's keep this fair. You cut, he chooses.
Oh, right, sir, that's the perfect answer. And you see the statue crumble.
Okay.
So, way to outwit my puzzle there.
That's how I was raised with my brother. It's whoever cuts, the other one gets to pick, and that way you try to cut it as even as possible.
No, it totally makes sense, and that's the idea. That's the moral quandary for it.
Oh, well, okay.
I will walk up to the goblet statue that was last pointed out to me.
Is somebody gonna force make you drink it?
Chug, 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 chug.
Well, for a good challenge.
I'm gonna make
So
my
as
way.
as you approach the statue, it actually raises its hands towards you and looks at you like it's offering you the drink.
Sorry, Anoran, were you saying something?
I was gonna say after Charlie does what you do, I'm going to head back to the Radiant statue. But finish up what you're gonna do first.
All right, cool. I will go ahead and grab the chalice and bottoms up. Consume.
All right. As you chug it, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, thank God, good roll. 22.
All right. As you do, you feel it's water, but the way it feels as you drink it is not refreshing, and you realize very quickly that it's actually probably poison. But through whatever means, you're just able to just swallow it and get it down, and you hold it in, and you don't seem to feel any negative effects from it.
Fine.
Everything okay there, Bardus?
Don't drink that.
And as you say that, the statue crumbles away and the cup disappears.
Woohoo! For really good con saves.
And then there was one.
And now all you have left is the raven statue.
Remind me again. What was the
Come on, Anoran, you have this one.
So it's a raven on a perch, and underneath the raven it says raven.
Nevermore.
It doesn't respond.
I say a quick prayer to the Raven Queen.
It doesn't respond. Actually, well, yeah, no, it doesn't respond.
I'm going to inspect the statue. You said it's a statue of raven on a perch, and then under it says the word raven?
Yep.
And that's all there is?
That's all there is. And then you did notice before that it looks like the beak, the bottom part of it will move.
So it can talk. Okay.
We'll spend the next hour figuring out this last statue.
Damn it! The intelligence statue is the one that gives us the most trouble.
Why don't you just, why don't you just smash it? All the other ones smashed.
That's a very straightforward way from getting to point A to point B.
Yeah.
Given...
Just think about that sword that you just lost. By the way, I no longer look like a statue. Please don't hit me.
Raven. I walk up to it and I go, Raven, give me a riddle.
It doesn't respond.
I don't believe bashing these statues in is the answer, but well, let me try. And I pull out my large-sized Morning Star. Take a swing.
I step back very quickly.
I too get away.
Baseball swing right at it.
Give me, I guess, roll an attack roll.
I am making sure I'm away.
Because I had to modify this thing manually. I have to make sure I add everything in correctly. 3, 1, 2. Okay, so that is an... Crap. 11. Just an 11.
Okay. I mean, you swing at it and you hit it, and it doesn't seem to do any damage to it.
Who's next?
I guess I'll just step up and use my finger to try and move the bottom part of the beak like it's talking.
It doesn't allow you to move it that way.
So who knows about ravens?
You know, that druid dude probably did, but he did.
Yeah.
Wow. The memory pays him. Hey, that one druid dude, he did. He did.
Okay. Pardon me. Could I make a religion check to see if there's any particular offerings that the Raven Queen would like?
Sure.
11.
I mean, you know that the Raven Queen likes souls and servants, people that do work for her.
I'm gonna take out a shiny silver piece. I'm gonna put it in the beak.
You can't open the beak enough to get it in there.
Oh. But I heard ravens like shiny things. Is there anything like a pedestal or a platform or anything under it to
No.
like leave an offering? No? Okay.
Somebody give me an intelligence roll.
No, I'm out.
Who's
I think we figured out that Lokar had the highest intelligence.
and Lokar's not here.
I got a 13.
Okay, you kind of walk up to the statue, and you say "Raven," and the bird just responds, "Bird."
Thought you said Raven. Didn't Theo say Raven before?
I did say the word raven.
Oh, did you? Oh, I didn't hear you say that then. Sorry.
This bird's racist.
You got a thing against Dark Elves, motherfucker?
I say bird.
Is the word. Wow, umau mau, umau mau.
Does he respond at all? Or?
Yeah, he just responded, "Bird,
Oh. I say bird. Back to it.
bird." It seems like based on what you're, I would say based on what you're seeing, the kind of with your intelligence roll, the idea is it wants you to talk to it in a way that it will say the word raven.
Okay, there. Anything else in the room?
Is there? No, there's nothing else in the room. So you said blackbird,
Yes.
raven, and you see the statue crumble.
Wrong. Crow.
Man, I was about to say murder.
Crow.
Oh, murder would have been good too.
Isn't that for crows?
Yeah,
The
that one,
murder is
I
a
don't-
crow.
I don't know if I liked that one as much. It was hard to find an intelligence check. Yeah, each of the statues, in case anybody didn't figure out, represented a different stat, basically.
Oh yeah, as soon as I saw that goblin, I'm like, my constitution's a 12. I'm not doing that.
I was already lining my esophagus with wax.
Get it nice and ready.
You're gonna do the hottest pepper in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, so then as the last statue crumbles, you notice that the door now stands ajar.
There's a door?
There was a door at the far end of the room.
So nothing else was okay.
Oh, no, I had told you about that before, but sorry. Yes, there's a door. And it looks like there's more stairs going up.
So the door just opened once all the statues are crumbled?
Yep.
Okay.
I
Up the
made
stairs?
Yeah.
That's up the stairs.
Up the stairs.
Okay.
The crumbling of the bird statue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna cast mending and make that bird again. Bring
There's
it with.
not enough of it left. It literally that statue crumbled and disappeared. It almost
Oh.
was like it was magical in nature.
It got snapped.
All
I
right.
did the joke last time.
It's a good joke.
That's fair. All right. So as you guys approach and make your way up the stairs, this time when you enter the room, there is what looks to be. So you're approaching again at like 6 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, there is an opening that goes out to a balcony. In the center of the room is like a rug, and then there seems to be like tables with things scattered on them, like papers and different components, like spell components and things of that nature. And then there is a smaller set of stairs that goes up into like a little offshoot, potentially on the noon. So across the room from you, and then there's like a bed to the 3 o'clock position.
All right, so
And-
living quarters.
Everybody needs to give me a give me a perception at disadvantage.
Oh, thank God.
A 14
Perception.
perception for me.
15.
8.
Okay, and Bardus.
Well, with disadvantage, my first one was a nat 20, so 8.
I rolled a 10 and 11, so it was just one.
Nobody notices. Well, actually, let me do.
Nobody
What?
notices the trap in the middle of the room.
What, a 15? No
Nope,
15?
that's fine. No, it's fine. I realized I didn't roll for stealth in that regard, so that's fine. Which actually I don't remember what her stat was. It's fine. So you notice. So I'll say that Theus and Honora notice that basically standing out on the balcony is the cloaked figure.
Is she facing us?
No, she's facing away. And on her shoulder is the raven. The bone raven.
I'm going to slowly approach, stopping in the center of the room. And I want to insight check her body language to see if she's like tense or aware of us. Any sign of...
You don't even really need to do that. As soon as you guys start to make your way to the middle of the room, you can hear her talking. But she's talking in a way that it seems kind of directed into the room, so it's a little bit magical. Like she's just trying to make sure that you can hear her.
That's...
And she said, so she starts. It is interesting that you've all made it this far.
I still want to insight her.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, give me a roll for an insight then. But what are you looking for?
Body language.
Okay.
So my insight will be a 19.
Okay. I would say that based on her, like, you just want to know if she's like tense or.
Yeah, kind of with my class description with Inquisitive, I can make an insight check, and then if we actually go into combat, she can make a deception check. But if I win on my insight check, I get to get sneak attack damage on her if we initiate combat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. But but from the insight check, you gather that she's like she has a very depressing monotone voice to her. But she's super casual. Like it seems like you guys being here, it's just like it's not making her tense in any way or anything like that. She's just having a conversation.
Okay.
It's kind of like Raven from Teen Titans.
Oh, but she hated everyone.
Yeah, and I've never seen that show, but I think I totally ended up making a character that was almost exactly like her. But
You haven't seen that show?
no. So yeah, she starts talking, and that is very interesting that your group would actually happen to make it all the way up here.
That's why we're the A-team.
More like the what is the letter I would describe you as? You're a bit further down in the alphabet, I would think. More towards the M or the N side of things.
Wow. Rude.
Well, it is not quite as rude as, maybe there are things you do not quite understand. I have been watching you for the short time you have been in Flux. I'm at least glad to see that you guys are making some headway in what has transpired with Flux.
As far as Flux is concerned, I'm pretty sure we're the only team.
You are currently the only team. You are not the only team to have come from Flux.
So there's other teams?
There
rabbit
was.
skull.
How many others?
There's been. Oh, by this point I've lost count. It has been roughly 6 months that Energy has been trying to gather people to Flux.
How many druids have died?
I mean, if you refer to druids as people of the earth, many have died. It seems that most people that come through to try to help Narak do not meet the qualification. I have killed a few of those groups. There have been some other elements that have killed a few of the groups.
So you're saying that there's been other teams before us that have been thrown through a meat grinder?
Quite. But it seems that Narak is starting to improve her formula. as most of the groups have not even managed to get off the third floor of my tower, or have been scared away by the blizzard.
I definitely do not like the sounds of this.
So will you guide us or will you test us?
Oh, I have already tested you. That was the idea of the tower.
So
Okay.
then what's next?
Oh, what comes next is entirely up to you, I suppose. I have each. Well, I'm sure that Narek has told you of the ritual that transpired that was interrupted rudely.
No, not really.
Well, the ritual, as it were, was to save the planet, and at least from my perspective, there was a hiccup. There was the sacrifice was being removed. We needed the energy from the sacrifice to be able to open a dimensional gate wide enough to take the world through. With the last few moments left of the magic we had during the ritual, I managed to gather enough of the planet's spirit energy into what I could only barrier to be enough room to save that part of the planet. It is a shame that even with all of the knowledge that I have gained over the years, that I was only able to save a small portion of it. I feel like everything I try to fix ends up becoming a failure, and for that, it seems I am cursed.
And what is your name?
My name is Leezahie. I am an Eladrin elf from a faraway land. I believe that we do have one opportunity to attempt to fix what has transpired with Flux, but we must gather the ritual objects once more and try to reverse the effects. I do not believe we will need the same amount of energy, but we at least need those objects, as they should be sharing some of the energy from the ritual. I have my object with me, but I am not so willing to give you the object, and as its state currently, it is not capable of reversing the effects of the ritual. I'm sure you all have many questions, and I with time would love to answer them. You have earned that right, certainly, by being up on this floor.
All right. Well, I mean, we have time now.
Indeed. There is, so I believe, at least in my point of view, that I'm assuming you are trying to track down each of the objects from the wizards, and I assume that each one will be in some way, shape, or form in a state of disarray.
We haven't been given any of this information, really.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I thought Narek would have at least informed you of some of this.
Narek seems a bit more forgetful then.
Well, Narek is dealing with a very low amount of energy, and yes, that's a shame. I do have eyes on Flux in my current state, and it has been disturbing to see how much she is struggling to keep this all going, and I wish I could be of more assistance, but it is difficult with being here. And I could leave, but I feel that it is not my place now to fix this. I am willing to help, but it is not my place to lead the charge on this.
One of my questions is, aside from the newly endangered lives that Narek has pulled to Flux, what is there on Flux to save?
It is not a matter of, well, there is... Is it not right to save an entire world that was destroyed for no reason?
There's no world left.
There is not, but if we can reverse the effects of what happened with the ritual, we can restore that world to what it was, and there is a lot of knowledge that is on that world, and unfortunately, some of it was kept in flux, but not all of it.
But what is in it for us? Not all of us do things out of the good of our hearts.
There is plenty of resources that exist on the planet once it has been restored. I am sure that you can be duly paid in some form that would be appropriate for your realm.
Paid by who? By Narek?
Once Narek's planet has been restored, we can. I mean, there were miners. There were. I mean, it was a flourishing world before this all happened. There was trade. There was other things. We can find ways of getting you compensation if that is what you require.
Are you from Flux?
No,
or
not
did
originally.
Narek reach for you and?
I was not. Well,
reach out.
that is a bit of a long story, but no, I was in search of knowledge, which I was promised if I could help Flux with their problem, and I did my part, and yet I am still not with the item that I was promised by Flux, and therefore I am still a little upset about that. But I was brought in to help save the planet, and told that I was going to be compensated, and in an attempt to save the planet, as I knew how to, I knew of a way to save the planet by casting this ritual. I found 4 other wizards that would help me with the energy and prepare for the ritual, and when it all went wrong, I did the best I could to try to save it. That planet, once it is restored, is a wonderful planet. In terms of the planes, there is a lot that it can offer in terms of, like I said, the knowledge, the resources. But restoring it would be great for this universe as well as others.
So it sounds like you know these wizards then.
I knew of them. I did not really get to know them personally. We were not together that long, and I spent most of my time trying to prepare the ritual and get them the list of things they needed to bring to the ritual.
Do you have their names? That might help us find them.
I do not remember their names. I was never really privy to that, and wizards are very secretive with their names.
Do you know what was taking the world apart, since you knew the ritual to save it?
They kept talking about some sort of something coming to steal the resources. Something was coming to claim the whole world as its own. It seemed to be some sort of, as far as I could tell, an invasion of some sort, but I'm not quite sure exactly what was coming. But some of their seers and their diviners on the planet had seen the end of the world coming, and they were attempting to sway that feat.
Huh. So if we undo the effects of the ritual, wouldn't it just put it back in danger?
Potentially, but I believe that we can cross that bridge when we come to it. If we reverse the effects of the ritual, we may be able to either recast the ritual or maybe determine what actually was going to happen and stop it in some other way.
So if you're going to undo the effects of the ritual, then you might need to recast the ritual. Then you need the other wizards as well, don't you?
Well, we can determine that when it comes to it, and I would think that it'd be better to come with more trustworthy wizards the next time. I did not exactly vet them out. They were brought to us by the diviners, and it seems fate in order was attempting to sway its hand in this whole matter.
Speaking of which, what's to say that this isn't the way things are supposed to end up, and all we're trying to do is mess it up even worse?
Is that not the ultimate question? All we have now is what has transpired and what our desires are for the future.
I seek to restore the world to its former state and save the people.
I don't even
With
know
guidance-
that world.
It doesn't matter. People are in danger, people are suffering, and the world is torn
There
apart.
are no people left.
And so are we supposed to leave them trapped in limbo?
Is that what it is?
Yes, are they in a limbo, or are they been pushed out to other worlds and they have new lives?
But do you think even if they are pushing and living new lives, they would not want to return to their home that they were ripped away from so quickly?
It sounds like their world was under invasion. Why would they want to go back?
Perhaps the threat of invasion is past, but we will not know. This is all idle chatter unless we know where to go next.
Well, let me put it this way. Do you want to go home? Because I would like to go back home.
Yes, but our world wasn't under invasion.
No, but we were thrown into this against our will to help a planet that was in a very bad position, and they want us to put it back, potentially back in the danger it was in, without us having a say in the matter. I think this is utter horse manure.
I must agree with the shifty-eyed one.
I feel that the only way home would be for us to move forward with the quest and help them and maybe perhaps even complete the ritual that was to save their world.
I think we should just look into it first and see if the ritual's worth redoing.
I think it's a dangerous test, considering that we are apparently near the end of the alphabet, and a number of people that have tried and attempted this before and failed.
Unfortunately, I believe both of you, where we're thrown in a situation that really is above us, but the only way to get home is to assist.
It's simple. We must succeed where others have failed.
Yes, it seems that Narak has honed her skills and found people that are of better ilk to fulfill this task, and I am appreciative of that.
We're better ilk?
Don't suck up to us.
Okay, look.
Excuse me, I am a thief and charlatan of the highest caliber. I am not a good person.
Also, these people are short. Look at them.
Dude, I'm like 6 foot tall.
I do not actually care what your intentions are or where you came from. As long as you are willing to help the planet, that is what I care for. And currently, that planet is sitting in a limbo state. That realm, that dimension that it is trapped in right now, should be enough to protect it even after it is restored. We'll end up.
Willing is a strong word. Forced is probably a more accurate term.
Well, regardless of how you have come to here, it is fate, it seems, that has brought you here. And so anything you can lend would be very handy.
I will go forth with this quest. I will assist you in restoring the world and its people.
Whatever it takes to get home.
Now, if you would like my assistance in this matter, I do have one thing that I would like for you to retrieve for me from Flux and bring it back, if you would.
Insight.
What is this item?
You want to do your insight first?
I'm just listening and... yeah, insight.
Okay, do your insight.
18.
What are you looking for? Like what?
I'm just trying to see if, she, right?
Yeah, she.
If she's trying to just trick us into getting something for her, or trying to play us.
I would say based on that, no, she legitimately, she legitimately thinks that she is owed something from Flux and requires it to move on.
That's fine. What is this item?
The item I require should be in the library still. That is where they told me it was. I was never able to find it in my sneakings, but at this point I've given up on that. I require a scroll of true resurrection.
May we ask what you hope to resurrect?
You may. Please join me out on the balcony.
That sounds like a trick question.
Okay.
I do not go first.
I will go first because I am shifty and dexterous.
You walk out on the breach and it's fine, and you can see over the city.
Okay.
Is everybody else joining, or?
I'm standing far away from the ledge.
Sure.
Okay. I am joining because I'm shielded by my faith.
As you're looking over the ledge, she goes, "In my world, when I was but a girl, I had a dear friend, and I lost her very, very early in life, and it has saddened me ever since. It has driven much of my path, and my entire being has been to try to restore her to life. I took up becoming a wizard in the first place so that I could eventually learn to bring her back to this world in some way, shape, or form. In order to do that, I took up in service of the Raven Queen, hoping to sway her to bring back my friend. And when she would not, I found other means to be able to do that. And I have experimented for all my life. And as she's talking, you're seeing the city that you walked through and approached, and the weather. And it kind of changes form. Not a whole lot. Like where the buildings are, it looks like little shops. Everything is very green, very lush, and there's actually like forests. And there's like little houses. Like it actually it's like a full village. And she says, "This was my village. I have since adopted it to look a little different, a little simpler for my lifestyle here. But there was a man who was in a tower in my village, much like this. I have taken that place in this role here. But I lived in the village down there and spent time with my friend. And it was of an unfortunate consequence that I lost my friend one day. And everything I do is to restore her life to me. I would like to see her again and know of her. But in order to do that, I need to resurrect her back into her true form. And I have spent enough time becoming powerful enough to be able to cast such a spell."
All right. Question: how does this relate to the creepy people outside the tower?
Well, I don't know if you have figured this by far, but I study in necromancy. It was something I took up originally attempting to figure out a quick way of reviving my friend. But when I realized that the act of necromancy does not restore the mind and only creates a vessel of servitude, I decided that was not how I wanted my friend to be. But I had to implore the services of these servants to help me in my journeys to try to find what I really truly desired. Now, this city I have built is my way of taking care of the people that I once knew. And as she's talking now, what was the image of the city kind of floats back to what it was, but now you see there is, instead of it being like stone buildings that are like decently built, now it looks like it is smoldering wood, like hovels that look like they were burnt down. And those 4 people that you actually talk to on your way into town look to just be shambling undead cadavers that are just kind of walking around the areas of the house, and you see occasionally they wave at each other. So it looks like that they're actually kind of friendly with each other and just kind of there.
I'm not one for religion, but that is still blasphemy.
It is my way of keeping spirits around. I did not like watching them as servants, and so I gave them personality through illusion, and also to help in the testing of people. And the way that you handled not understanding these folk was one of the first tests. And I appreciate that you did not, try to kill them outright when you noticed that they were different, but you merely avoided them and made your way towards me. And I do appreciate that. But they were your first test.
If we complete this quest, will you stop your blasphemy?
The way I see it, if my quest is completed, I will have no need for this blasphemy that has haunted me so long, and if it is completed correctly, well, we shall see. I do not know what the future holds. I can only change fate that I have for me. But, and then now that's all within the bubble. What you notice is now she kind of relaxes just a little bit. Like, she was already pretty relaxed, but now you can almost see that she's kind of broken a concentration. And what was the snow that was around the bubble is all ash. And now the bubble is gone and all the ash is just falling. And you can see where you guys had arrived is a glowing circle. And she points at it and says, "That is your way back to Flux. If you would, please, I encourage you to head back now. If you can find me that scroll of resurrection and bring it back, I would. I want to perform the ritual first, and then I will come back to Flux and help you in any way that I can."
So is this barren planet number 4?
Number 3, I think.
3.
This is not necessarily an entire barren planet, but for the sake and purposes, I suppose you can consider it that.
Well, is there anything you could give us material-wise that would help us on our quest?
All I require is that you head back to Flux momentarily, find me the scroll and bring it back, and I will help you in any way that I can.
I see. Well, what does everyone else think?
I'm just...
If it puts it into the enslavement of these souls via necromancy, I will do it.
So far, this is the only real solid lead we have on anything about this place, and everything we've gone through so far. Everything else seems to be very jumbled and not... Yeah, I don't know. I guess we have to.
I mean, it's a short lead. I mean, now we understand the why. We don't understand... We don't know what went wrong with their ritual. We don't know who the other wizards are, what the items we are looking for. I mean, we have some minor direction now, but we're still mostly in the dark.
That is unfortunately the way it will have to be for now. I wish I could give you more information around that, but like I said, I was not one to communicate with the other wizards, and the little communication I had was mostly in direction. And even when the ritual was failing, I barely managed to keep enough concentration to save that little bit of the planet left. So my knowledge is limited only to my realm of expertise.
Alright.
It will at least be a step forward, however minor.
I kind of slowly turn around and give Puck the look that says, "Hey, try a sleight of hand something."
What is there around? Sorry, what is there around? It's just her, isn't it?
There's components. I mean, it depends. Are you out on the balcony? If you're out on the balcony, there's nothing.
I believe Tony had said he was staying away from the balcony.
I know.
I mean, if you're still inside, then there's spell component stuff, like very basic stuff.
Yeah, I guess I just wander around and see if there's anything. Probably towards the desk area. See if I can recognize any of the paperwork or whatnot.
You can give me an Arcana check.
11.
I mean, it looks like, yeah, it's a manner of magic paper, magical ink used when wizards study and write down spells and transpose them and prepare them and things of that nature. And there's some components that look like, would go into a bag and things like that. But it looks like she's been recasting spells to maintain the illusion and things of that nature.
Alright. And I know Theus wants something pretty. Is there anything pretty on the table?
I would say you could probably see a few gems that would be used as components to some higher level spells. If you want to give me a sleight of hand.
Can I roll something to try and help distract her?
Sure. You can do like a performance check.
Oh, that's a nat 20. That's a 22 on a nat 20.
Okay.
So, what I'm doing is I am taking a look at the gem, and then I put it down. But what I'm actually doing is I'm putting down a prestidigitation gem, and the real one stays in my hand. Oh, and that was a 18 sleight of hand.
Okay, that's fine.
And I will start to reenact Romeo and Juliet on the balcony, just out of nowhere. Hark! Through what yonder window, break, light, thing.
I flinch a little
is the
bit.
sun, and west. Just very bad reenactment.
She kind of just says, she just kind of makes like a head shake and says, "If you are done, you can return to Flux and find my item. I would appreciate that."
Well, it's not your item until you have it, but we will look for it.
I have earned it. I now consider it mine.
That's very nice. Well, if we decide to give it to you, great. Otherwise, you might have to come to Flux yourself. Bye.
Are you guys leaving?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay. As like Puck approaches the door, you hear in like your mind, you hear a message. You can keep the stone. It is but a small price.
And I'll just toss it to Steve, or toss it to Theus. She knows.
Oh, then what's even the point?
It's still a gem.
True, and we haven't really gotten paid yet.
I would say it's probably a... I'm trying to think of what the gems are. I would say it's probably a diamond worth about 1,000 gold.
Okay, yeah, we're not throwing that back. We're keeping that.
You'll put good use to it.
Yes. Maybe we'll resurrect that cleric with it. The druid with it.
Oh, there's an idea. And if there's a scroll of true resurrection around.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, find somebody that can use it.
Well.
Alright, so you guys are free to move however you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna start leaving the tower.
Okay. I mean, this time now when you guys are leaving, it's weird. As soon as you guys hit the bottom of those stairs, you are on the bottom level. It's like you skipped those 4 floors.
Oh, cool.
Oh, sweet. That'll make things easy.
I don't get to hit.
Yeah.
No more rocks to get hit by. It's wonderful.
Dungeon bypass.
And so I'm assuming you guys are going over the bridge.
Do we get our heart container?
You didn't defeat a boss. So you guys going over the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys go over the bridge, you can see now where the smoldering is. And as you guys start coming down the bridge, the, lack of a better term, the zombies that are kind of in where the houses were just start waving at you guys.
Anyone else feel uneasy about this now?
Yeah.
Do the meek little, hey, keep walking.
Yeah, I start doing the shuffle walk as I wave and just be like, gotta go.
Alright, so you guys are making your way towards the portal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, as you guys step onto the portal, should I just roll for it? Sure, I'll roll for it. In here. Theus, you feel as the bone raven lands on your shoulder as you are transported back to Flux.
What? Ah, undead bird! Boom.
You're now its bitch.
My friend.
It's like, I actually liked your reenactment.
No, it doesn't say anything.
Caca.
So
If
then
he's not saying anything, he can't say he doesn't like his reenactment.
that's fair. And then as you guys are on the port, the port, it brings you back to Flux, and you're just basically right in the middle of the city square, and the bird like flies down and starts kind of like hopping towards the library and keeps looking back at you guys.
I think it's trying to lead us to the scroll.
Well, that's one heck of a leap in logic.
Why can't the bird just get it itself? Alright, well maybe if we go to the library, that shifty little thing probably has a really good idea because it's been in the library for a long time where the scroll might be. That was it, Queequeg, the thing that we just figured out.
The hell is a Queequeg?
Oh, you weren't there.
No, I wasn't.
A little green thing that is kind of mean. Also scared, too, at the same time.
I turn to Bardis and go, well, she said the scroll would be in the library. The bird wants us to go to the library. It's her bird. I assume that's what it wants us to do.
So let's think about this for a second. She wants a scroll of true resurrection, which I'm not much of a magic person, but I'm assuming resurrects somebody, even with her description. So, I mean, we do know where Catham's buried.
We do. We would definitely need to talk to Silva about it first.
Anyways, random thought. So, yeah, let's go, I suppose, retrieve this.
As you guys are talking, the raven just screeches and then starts hopping towards the library.
You have no vocal cords.
It makes no sense!
It just screeches at you again.
At least the statue could say bird.
Indeed, at least the statue talked.
This statue's far more intelligent than this thing.
Libraries really aren't my thing. I think the last time... Did I? No, I did not make it to the library. So, libraries really aren't my thing, but I suppose if we must find something, I should probably be very careful. Usually I'm too tall to go in.
Libraries are very dangerous.
Well, we should definitely go in with it, at least, to make sure that the librarian doesn't try to destroy it.
But why would she destroy? I have a feeling that she would sooner, like, I don't know. I don't picture a librarian destroying anything of written word.
Not the scroll, the bird.
Oh,
As
the
you guys
bird.
are talking,
I don't care about the bird.
The bird just kind of leaps, just shakes its head and leaps up and flies towards the library.
See, the bird's doing the work for us.
I think it gave up on us.
So, who wants to go to the bar?
Hey!
Oh, a drink? And drink over the library? That sounds much better, actually.
Alright, we'll bring drinks and then go to the library.
Are we allowed to bring
I didn't
drinks?
know you could have a to-go cup to the library.
Yeah, does the library allow outside food and drink?
Is that a
I don't
library
know.
beer, like a car beer?
It's worth a shot. I mean,
Well, car beer is just irresponsible. Library
That's
beer
fair.
sounds kind of awesome.
alright.
What do you think, Honorin?
I think it's at least entertaining.
Norin, your voice changed.
Hey, Norn.
Sorry, I'm a little sleepy.
Oh.
But-
Oh, then I think it is time for drinks before we do the bidding of some dead bird.
Want to bring booze to the library?
I'm okay with it.
I feel like this is quite odd. There's an undead bird that seems to know more about what we're doing than we do. Yeah, I need something to drink.
Yeah, I think it might help our searching.
I think there's far too little that we know that everybody else knows.
To the bar.
Going straight to the library seems exactly like a B, C, or D team might have done.
That's true. I bet you Team H never drank before they went to the library.
I was gonna push it into another session that we can handle, but that's fine. I'll say at this point we can, just in case we need to pick up with somebody else DMing next time. The bird will be in the library next time you guys want to pick up that thread, or next time I DM. That way, if we want to call it for tonight, this session. But yeah, I mean, you guys are free to go to the bar, and so the portal in the middle of town has just went and just kind of disappeared. But now you have an undead bird that is haunting the library.
Library is becoming a spooky place.
Well, that's where all the information's at.
Indeed. I believe Drinks Fest.
All right.
Agreed. Around.
Go to the bar. As we get to the bar, check around, see if Lokar or Silva or one of the many is there.
No, I would say that that they are still not around yet.
All right.
It's pretty much just people of the city that are there.
I'm being honest, guys. I'm just been to a couple worlds now, and I just need a break.
I could really go for like a long rest right now.
You know what? I could go for a few long rests.
I feel like something to restore magical energies.
I mean, you can hear Anoran is just pretty much falling asleep right now.
Why?
I'm basically dragging
long rests.
I'm dragging Anoran right now, basically.
I need spell slots.
Let's now tired that cleric is.
Shh. Rest on my shoulder. You're okay, little one.
There's the cuddle.
All right, so I think we'll just call that for tonight. So we'll do. So we'll say that the next time, I would say, for the sake of argument, everybody will come back, and gather at the tavern, and then we'll do a long rest and pick up from the next day. I think we've kind of earned that at least.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was trying to see how far we could take it where things start to get dangerous, but
literally though, when we get to the bar, we're we earned this.
We've been through some crap.
I'm already clicking long rest.
Nice. I probably could do that even on my character.
Yeah.
Although I don't. Oh no, I think I have spells that read those, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was a big information dump session, and I don't know if I got everything out I wanted to. But
it was exposition-y. It was fine.
My notebook's got a lot of chicken scratches. I'm gonna have to try to reread again.
Yeah, I'm hoping that. I have a pretty big idea for how I want to run my whole section, and it seems weird that I'm front loading it with my wizard already, but it'll make sense in time.
Well, your wizard seems mostly put together, whereas we're all wizards in here. Whereas my wizard is apparently evil and making undead.
Actually, this is a DM talk now.
Oh wait, is everybody here a DM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh damn, I didn't think about that.
The DM only session.
Yeah, but it's being recorded still, and it'll end up in the episode, so this will be DM talk for everybody.
Hey!
Everyone knows our secrets. No metagaming, listeners.
Oh. My wizard is totally not making undead.
I think that was kind of already somewhat assumed, but maybe by us, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, considering all the exposition dump in my previous sessions.
But yeah, in case it didn't make any sense to anybody listening, yeah, my wizard is kind of responsible for the ritual itself, but had no real say or doing in any of the stuff that pertained to that. So yeah, this whole my wizard is based on a character I played for like 5 or 6 sessions with a friend of mine's one shot. He wanted us to play evil characters, and I didn't quite make her evil, but she definitely only has one focused mind, and it's been her driving force for her entire history.
I know the one time I did an evil campaign, literally everyone just harassed a town.
That's all we did. It was essentially hostile.
Our evil campaign was we were brought in to harass the other underground guild of the town, and we went, those people are stronger than us, we're just gonna leave. So it just turned into an escape heist.
Our evil campaign, was harass a town, and it was just see how much damage you can do. Go.
Tony was something from 3.5 that was broken, where he was able to possess inanimate objects, and he ended up possessing a house with people still inside it.
I was Monster House. I just started destroying everything, and I had people inside.
I still want to do a campaign with a warehouse, where it's basically a mimic house.
That was essentially me.
That'd be awesome. All right, I think we will call the episode at that point. I think we've given out enough exposition. But yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. It was just the DMs that were involved in this episode. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
All good.
Still anxious for my first round. How about you, Dom?
I'm going to wing it so bad.
You're gonna wing it so bad you don't have cliff notes?
Yes, I do, but I'm still gonna wing it.
Or are they more like Dom notes?
Probably.
We're closing the recording though now, right?
Yeah, I probably can. All right. Yeah, we'll do that.
Bye.
Bye.
So,
Good
okay.
night, everybody.
I haven't typed in the command yet.
I know, we're saying goodbye to our fans.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, follow us on social. We have at least one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Twitter and stuff. We love you.
Yeah, it could be you. You could be the one that doubles all of our dreams.
Oh, I was gonna say, hi, Mike. Because I know Mike. Mike's the one that listens to it. He's the one I've given episodes to in ahead of time, so you can tell me how much they suck.
Well, in that case, hi, Mike. We love you.
Has he given feedback on any of the newest ones?
No, because I'm so far behind now. But, all right. Yeah, we'll close this out. All right.
Bye, Mike.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.